This is Jerry from Big J's Garage. This is going to be a lead video for my playlist, Getting the Bike Roadworthy Again. I think I titled it. Anyways, that's where you'll find this video. Kind of a short explanation. I have a 2002 Electric Glide Classic. A full bagger for some people if they know what that means. Sat in the garage for several years due to other issues. I'm not going to get into all that, but it did sit. And the first few years I had it, probably didn't maintain it as well as I should have. So as a result, it needs a lot of work. Kind of head something off at the end of my videos. You will see something. It's not meant to offend anybody. I'm not stealing anything. And I actually talked to Greg Porter on the phone before I did it. Because closing to my videos is going to be kind of a play off of his closing. So I know people can be fiercely loyal. And I didn't want to offend anybody. I didn't want anybody thinking I was stealing anything. So I went to him, which I didn't think he would be upset by it or thinking I was stealing anything from him or anything like that. It was more, I didn't want people to get mad and think, you know, I was taking something away from him or trying to take something away from him. I have a lot of respect for the guy. I think he is highly detail orientated. He settles for nothing less than perfection in what he does, which is something I try to strive for. I'm a machinist, and if you ain't striving for perfection in my profession, then you're making junk. So I'll have to grab a drink here. I've identified several issues that have to be repaired. I may, at the end of this summer, take the bike completely down in a frame and redo everything so I can have the bike another 20 years. Chrome's starting to pit. Paint's getting messed up, but it's sat so long and I have such a dying urge to ride it that I'm going to get some of the more important mechanical issues resolved, and I'm going to enjoy riding it this summer, and then fix it, you know, from there. The most important issue was pull the clutch in with it in gear, and you couldn't roll the bike. The gear stayed engaged. There's a couple of videos coming where I go into detail about that, so I'm not going to go a whole lot, but that's like the biggest issue. I got in examining the clutch, I realized chain under the primary cover is out of adjustment. The drive belt for the rear tire needs adjustment. I'm just kind of making it's another thing I'm borrowing for Greg. He does written down lists. I'm kind of doing one here, and maybe, I don't know if I'll address them in the order that I'm saying them here, but it'll be kind of like something for me to know what has to be done. The rocker covers are leaking. Those bolts need to be retightened down. Doesn't sound like much, but you gotta take off the gas tank and a bunch of other stuff to get at them. I have a second set of secondary lights on the front that aren't working. There's a drain on the battery, so if I get the clutch issue fixed, that'll probably be next. I'm putting I'm working on the clutch. I'm putting in I'm gonna call it a reducer because that's what it does. On 2002s, the clutch are really stiff and heavy, or heavy if you will, and riding in the city doing all that shifting gets pretty hard on the forearm. So for 50 bucks, and I'm almost all the way in there anyways, I'm gonna put this kit in and make it easier on myself. Like I said, chrome pitting, all that stuff. So I'm not sure. I think there's some other issues, but those are pretty much the big issues that got to get resolved for you know, so I can at least enjoy my bike this summer before I tear it down over the winter. I'm going to take you off the stand here. Sorry about the shaky and spinning. I'm no pro. This here is the right side exhaust, and I'm having a hard time seeing because of the sun here, but and the shakies. But you can kind of see all the pitting and discoloration and everything on this pipe. So it definitely needs to be re-chromed. I'm going to have to decide if I'm going to do that before I put them back on this year, or just wait till next year when I tear the bike down. You can kind of see there how bad it is. So I'm going to try and keep this short and call that the lead-in video to the project. Getting the bike roadworthy again. I got several hours of video that I had already shot. You know, like working on trying to get the clutch unstuck before I realized I was going to have to buy a new one anyway. But like I said, I hadn't slept. Got like an hour and a half sleep in like 84 hours, so I'm not coherent. I'm gonna try and keep part of it. Kind of an explanation of how I came to have the bike, and why it means so much to me and all that. But it'll kind of give you an insight. Okay, that wasn't nice, but Jesus Christ, some people need 40 miles wide to get a 3-foot car through a hole. Anyways, like I said, maybe I'll leave that story in that video. Maybe I'll just trash it. Like I said, there's a couple hours worth of video. Probably won't be much help of anybody as to how to do this, because I really wasn't able to videotape, you know, each step as it was going on. And that is kind of the purpose of this, is to help other people, you know, with their stuff, learn something, teach them something. I'm in the learning process myself. So I don't know if anybody's going to learn anything from me. I've never worked on bikes before. I've worked on cars my whole life, but never bikes.